How you doing? Today I want to talk about manifesting, but in a different way than I always have. I'm not going to give you an exercise. I'm not going to tell you how to do it quick. What I want to talk about is living the life, knowing the laws of the universe. Because as I've told you before, God set things up in a certain way, and He's still in control. I know a lot of people that talk about manifesting, that sort of thing, don't put God in control. There are some people who channel entities that they claim are all knowing, all wise entities. They put Jesus just in a class of ascended masters. They don't put God in control. They say, we're in control. Well, I still put God in control. I believe that He is the creator of the universe. He's the all powerful, the all knowing. He's still in control. It's just we live in a fallen world, but He did set things up in a certain way. And the more we know about that, the more that we can live our lives in a way that we are constantly creating, knowingly, consciously creating, because we're consciously we're creating anyway, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. And if we're doing it at a subconscious level, chances are we're doing a negative thing, because as human beings, we tend to believe the negatives easier than we believe the positives. Now, we know in certain physical laws, we know the physical realm, the laws. Physics covers what energy. What is it? Physics covers energy, light, vibration, and motion. Right. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to talk about that because I want to talk about the universal laws. And we know things. For instance, we know about gravity. Gravity doesn't. We all take it for granted. Gravity is real. You drop something, it's going to fall. You fall. Gravity takes hold of even the human body. It's a constant pull, right? We also matter, things like matter. We trust that it's going to hold us. We trust that it's going to hold our plate. The table's going to hold my cup, before I sit down. Unless the chair looks like it's falling apart, I don't think about it. I don't think, gee, will this chair hold me? Geez, I hope it holds me. Please let it hold me. I don't do that. I just take for granted it's going to hold me, and 9 times out of 10 it will. There could be a defective chair and it won't, but for the most part, it's going to happen. We don't think about it, right? So why do we put so much into, if we believe that, okay, I put it out there, it's done, I'm going to let it go, and it's going to happen, why, when the doubts hit us, when the negative entities come and whisper in our ear and tell us that we're not good enough, or that we're unworthy, or abandonment always happens, or you don't have that degree so you're not going to get the job even though you're more qualified, blah 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 blah, when those negative entities come and whisper in our ear, why do we tend to believe it and stop our manifestations, boom, right in their tracks? And we're all guilty of it at some point or another. And I think one of the keys to continuing growth and to continuing to raise your vibration and to more easily and more consciously creating our lives in a relatively simple but easy manner is to really know the laws, the universal laws, know how God set things up. And the more we know, we really know it, and don't think about it, becomes second nature, kind of like driving a car. Before you drive, at least I was extremely nervous. I remember my father-in-law saying something to me like, well, you got to look through in your peripheral vision, you got to look at all 3 mirrors, or two mirrors, whatever car was. You got to shift, you got to push in the clutch, you got to shift, and you have to keep your eyes on the road at all times. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. How can any human being do this all at once? But as you know, once you start doing it, you are doing it all. And it comes second nature. And you can do that and listen to the radio and have a million things going on in your mind and have a conversation or whatever it is. That's what I want. I want you guys to know this so much that it becomes second nature to you. We need to trust God. Now, I know a lot of people that teach manifestation or that teach co-creating your life or teach about spirituality or any of those things. There were a lot of people teaching that. There's a lot, it's kind of, I guess it's the hip thing now. I've been living this way all my life. I learn daily. I raise my vibration daily. I keep learning, but all my life from day one. I was born with one foot in the spirit realm and one foot on this earth. And I was deceived at one point. I fell into that. I came back out. Thank God. Thank God. But, I look around and I see other teachers, and not all of them. I'm not saying I'm the only one you can trust, but there's a lot that are either channeling entities, believing that they're this higher entity and all knowing being, ascended master, when if you truly listen and you listen with discernment and you listen with your spiritual ears open, or you look with your spiritual eyes open, you see the deception. And it's really scary because it's so close to the truth. It's the truth, the truth, the truth, a little bit of a lie, the truth, the truth. If I made you cookies and I put just a tiny bit of poison in there, it ruins the whole batch, which is exactly what these teachers are doing. And it's very, very scary to me that so many are seeking. I mean, with the world becoming even darker, darker and darker and darker, and the veil thinning and all this evil coming to light, and so many people are seeking and seeking and seeking. And then there's all these false teachers out there. It's really scary. But there are some things that we know to be true, like, the law of gravity. We know that that's true. We know that an object that is in motion stays in motion unless an outside force stops it, right? And depending on the force, or changes it, and depending on the force, it could be good or bad. We know that to be true. What's the other thing? Let's see. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. We know that to be true. How about an object's mass and its acceleration? How do we put that? An object's mass and acceleration is equal to the force of that object. In other words, you decide to go to the gym, you want to work out. Well, you work out daily and you're very enthusiastic about it, and you go to the gym each day. You are going to reach your goal sooner than somebody who wants to go to the gym and goes maybe once a week or once a month, right? Okay, so we know that to be true as well. There are certain laws to the universe. There's 12 of them. And universal laws, I'm not talking about metaphysics. I'm not talking about something that somebody made up. I hear some things. This is what actually made me do this video, is because I hear these things sometimes brought up by people, and I'm listening to them, and they're calling what they're teaching a fact, or maybe a law, and I'm like, I don't think so. It's and it's not necessarily the truth, but I know that there are a lot, again, of false teachers out there. So what I'm telling you is universal laws. There's 12 universal laws. I'm not going to go deep into each one. I was thinking of maybe putting out something that you guys can download about this. But these are fundamental laws of mind and spirit. They're all interrelated, and they operate on all levels: physical, mental, and spiritual. They are eternal and they are absolute, okay? They operate inevitably. They operate inevitably, meaning whether you are aware of them or not, or you are consciously using them or not. They operate everywhere and always. They are absolute. They will not change. Okay. The only one who can change this is God the Father. He can do anything. He can override these, and he can do miracles, which he does every day. Okay. So number one is the law of one. And all that basically means is that everything, everyone is connected. We are connected somehow. Everyone, everything in this universe is connected, which means what I do, it's like a domino effect, can ultimately affect somebody that I'll never meet, that I'll never know. Same as with you. What you do ultimately affects it. It's like a domino effect. We are all connected in some way, whether we realize it or not. We are. And we can see that if we really look. It's kind of like, when you look at maybe like that movie Serendipity, you look what one person's doing, how it affects other people around them, and it all kind of goes together. We are all one. Okay. Number two, the law of vibration. Everything moves, travels, and vibrates in a circular motion. And depending on how fast it vibrates, it depends on the matter that it creates. Like a rock would have a very slow vibration, wind would be faster. Um, very, very high are our thoughts and our feelings actually run at a vibration. Okay, so and that's what we're trying to do, is raise our vibration. So that's actually the law of vibrations. Everything moves, travels, and vibrates in a circular motion. Think about it. Look at your life. Just look at your life and think about that. Okay, the law of rhythm. um, Everything goes by a certain rhythm. Rhythm is seen in the stages of development, seasons, etc. And what many people that master these laws will do is there's a certain rhythm to everything. So again, look at your life and you'll see this. There's a rhythm. So if you can, and everything goes in this constant rhythm. It's in a circular motion. It goes in this constant rhythm. So if you can learn to raise your vibration above the negative aspects of the rhythm, you can kind of bypass them. Okay. Number four, cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. To every action, there isn't a reaction. So there is going to be, there's going to be a consequence. Every action sets off another action. Like begets like. You put out negative, you're going to get negative back. You create a crime, you're going to go to jail if you get caught. You drink and drive, you get in an accident. It's cause and effect. Okay. Number five, the law of attraction, which everybody seems to know, but not really. What the law of attraction is basically what you put out there. What you vibrate at the same level of, you are calling back to yourself. And we do this every day, all day, every minute of every day. Like I said in the beginning, these laws are going to operate inevitably everywhere and always, and they're absolute. So the law of attraction, we hear a lot about that one. It's basically saying, what you think about, what you focus on, what you feed, you will attract, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. So we have to become really aware of our thoughts, our words, even our feelings. We have to live in forgiveness and gratitude and beliefs, true beliefs, and that raises our vibration. It attracts things at a higher vibrational level. The law of gratitude, speaking of laws, the law of gratitude obviously says, to look and see what you have and be grateful for what you have. Be happy in what you have, and it connects us with God. Okay, so what it'll do is it's a law of gratitude. So if you are looking around you and you can find something to be grateful for in every minute of every day, you are staying more connected to your creator, which is going to create a higher vibration, which is going to when it raises your vibration, it works together with the law of attraction, with the law of vibration. They all kind of work together. Okay, number seven is the law of compensation. It's pretty close to cause and effect. It's kind of like what you put out there, you're going to get back. It's kind of like cause and effect, but not really. You're going to get paid for what you do. Now, it may take a long time, depending on what cycle is going on with your action, or with even with the energy, with the frequencies, with the action itself, or with you. But there is a law of compensation, which says, you do these good things and you will reap the benefits, you'll reap the fruits of it. Now, will it be what you think it'll be? Not necessarily, but you will reap the fruits of it. The law of increase. The law of increase is interesting because it pretty much says that the spirit of your action, it is going to multiply your results. So the key to this application is to do so. The Bible talks about all of these, and what the Bible says about this is do it with a pure heart. Do whatever you're going to do with a pure heart. God loves a cheerful giver. God doesn't want you to do something with just to do it, just to look good, just to get something back, just because you're supposed to, because you feel like you have to, because it's all law, because God told you to, or because you think it makes you look like a bad person for not doing it, or this name it and claim it, believe it and receive it, and the more you do, the more you get back. If you're doing it to get something back, that's not pure heart. But the spirit of your action, if you're doing it out of pureness, if you're doing it because it's your passion, if you're doing it out of empathy or sympathy, the spirit of your action multiplies the results. So the key to this is to put your action, put your thoughts, put your passion into action. You're going to see the fruits of that. Number 9, perpetual transmutation. Energy never dies. We know this. Perpetual transmutation. So it means it's perpetual too. So it never dies. It constantly changes. So we do not die. We change form. Anything that's energy doesn't die. It just changes form. And this is perpetual. It's ongoing and ongoing. Now, higher energies and higher vibrations actually consume the lower energies and then transmute them into something different, but energy doesn't die. The law of polarity, which is pretty neat, it actually says everything is on a continuum and has an opposite. So basically, there is an exact opposite of everything within a person. There's somebody's like a really really good person, all the qualities are out and everything. Somewhere deep inside there's the exact opposite of that. Doesn't ever have to come out, but that of everything there is an exact opposite. The law of correspondence. Okay, so again, it's kind of like the law of polarity, but not really. It's basically saying for every law here in this realm, there is a law in the other realm that corresponds. Okay, I guess I should say it the other way around. For every law in the spiritual realm, which is the more real, which is the more, this might seem more concrete to us, but this is going to go. We're not going to be here forever. It's not going to be here forever. Well, I don't know. Some people say that it will. It'll be a new earth. I'm not going to say that. I know the Bible does say that. But there's another realm. There's a spiritual realm. There's a higher realm. And so I guess I should put that first. Whatever is there, whatever laws are there, there is a law here that corresponds to that. And then the law of relativity. And I think we all kind of know this one. Everything's relative. It depends on your perspective. If you look at things in a different way, things will look different, that kind of thing. What might be a really big problem to me, maybe because you've gone through it 500 times, to you it's not a big deal, or vice versa. The other thing is like I said, if you don't like the way things look, maybe you need to look in a different direction. Maybe you're not looking at it from the right view, So that's a lot of relativity. And I know I went over these really quickly and I didn't describe everything in detail. But if you can keep these in mind, that things are set. Okay, God set things up in a way for us to understand. Once you come to know Him, I know people say that Christians are closed-minded, but you know what? No. Once you really come to know Him, everything opens up. And I used to be one of those people that said Christians were closed-minded because I thought I knew everything before I knew anything. Okay, and I'm still learning every day and every day and every day. But once you know that God has actually set this place up in a way that there are universal laws, and when we know how to use them and work them, this is what He wants us to do. But first and foremost, put Him first. Always put Him first. He is higher, He is perfect, He is holy. He set things in place. The only one that's going to change that is Him. If He wants to perform a miracle and go above and beyond all of this, He can. But if we learn how to use these, how to work these, how to live in these, they're absolute. They always work. The law of attraction, the law of vibration, all of these, they always work. They're absolute. They don't change. They work whether we want to use them or not. They work whether we're unconsciously being negative or not. They're going to work. Rest in that. When you do your manifestation and you're raising your vibration and you're reaching out and you're grabbing that which you want, which is of the same vibration, you're using universal laws which do not fail. Belief, true belief, faith, gratitude, and forgiveness. Live that way. Seek God with everything that you have every day. Seek Him, seek Him, seek Him. Not what He can give you, but who He is. And through that, you're going to find that life just flows and all of this stuff comes together. I hope I made sense, and I hope you guys have a great new year. Hey, listen, I'm going to go on from now on twice a day on Periscope, or at least I'm going to try. I don't want to commit to it because I could mess that up. I'm going to go on Periscope. I know that's through Twitter. And I think I can take those and put them onto YouTube. I have to wait till I get a home computer to be able to live stream on YouTube, which is what I really want to do because I love YouTube and I love you guys and I really want to get more subscribers. And if I can get up to 100, say in the next couple weeks, and then 50 on Periscope, I'm giving away an Amazon gift card. I know I could do that in a day if people really shared. But I want to give away that Amazon gift card. And eventually I want to get up to like thousands of subscribers. I'm going to get a home computer, and I have a man that I need to talk to. One of my friends / clients has a guy that knows how to set up websites, which I want to use that. I want to do classes online. I want to do a lot of stuff for you guys that I'm able to do, via the internet. I want to kind of pull back from Facebook for my own personal reasons. I don't know if I'll do that right away. I'm just telling you my plan. So I want a home computer, and I want to get the business up and running that way. I want to do the online programs. I want you guys to be able to raise your vibration. I want to help. I want to do this. 2 other things I want to start is like an online community where I can help you raise your vibration. And the other thing is a small business community. I was talking to somebody about that today. So I want a home computer. I want somebody to fix my Subaru. I was in my Subaru last night in a snowstorm, and let me tell you, I was loving it. That thing just goes. Long story. If somebody wants to barter, I'd love that, or knows anything about cars, definitely message me. That's one thing I don't know about. Not a lot, anyway, a little bit. I mean, being alone all these years, I've learned to fix certain things, but I don't know a whole lot. Yeah, things are going to change in 2017. They really are. But one of the things, which I got off topic, sorry, I tend to do that, is I want to do a live broadcast once or twice a day to keep people going, to keep them motivated, and to answer any questions that you may have. All right, you guys, you take care and have a good night. And I will see you on New Year's Eve. All right.